AMC kids, this is John Coates. I am hanging out with two of my new friends, Cheristy and Anthony, and they are just so gracious to come and have a conversation with me about life in quarantine. So I just wanted to kind of just have a conversation with them to bring up and talk about what life is like right now. So how is quarantine life for you guys?
I think we're just taking it one day at a time. We're just trying to focus on that day. Just trying to make the most out of every day. I mean, we started kind of a little rough, trying to be able to work around our schedules.
Important to note that we both are working from home. Yeah. So that kind of put a wrench into everything because we also have our kids at home. So I think when we first started, I was really excited just to be home, and it kind of felt a little bit like summer vacation, that the kids were home, I was home, and it was all fun and games. And then once he had to come home and then I had to actually start working from home, it became really hard and difficult for us just to kind of navigate it and try to balance it when you're supposed to both work 40 hours a week plus kids. That's, just hard. We have a 3-year-old who's pretty good at kind of containing himself. He'll go play Legos or he's content watching a show. But we have a 2-year-old who has definitely pushed our buttons, and she's painted my couch. She's dumped sugar everywhere, which sugar is a really hot commodity right now. So she's kind of the don't leave her alone. Got to follow her around, and she wants to be all up in your business. So she's a little bit different.
Yeah.
We also are very fortunate that we're healthy and we're able to stay home. We haven't lost our jobs or anything. So I think that's just a plus in this, and we don't have those anxieties kind of adding to things. Yeah.
I would say the obstacle course you made for your son, I saw on Facebook, and it was epic. So I was like, oh man. And then I showed my kids and they're like, Dad, where's ours? And I was like, okay, all right. And so then I have thinking of all these ideas, and then I didn't get it to it the next day, and they're like, Dad, you said. And I was like, oh.
I snuck in a little bit of learning, and I made one of the stations his last name, so he had to learn how to spell his last name.
Cool.
Cool.
What is something that has been a challenge for you guys?
Probably, I think a big one for us is taking time for each other. I mean, we're so swamped with work and we're so swamped with our kids that there are no date nights, there are no time by ourselves just to think and talk. I think that has really been hard, and I think it was probably this week that we realized, whoa, we need to do something. This isn't working. We need to do something for us. I think that's definitely one.
I think kind of like Cheristy was saying, we have Cheristy's cousin lives in town, so we do a date night every week. Typically, we try to, and so with him not coming and watching our kids every week, we don't leave the house, and so we just we're always with the kids. We're always either working or with the kids in the evening, or making dinner, putting them in all the things that you do on a daily basis, but you don't get away from it ever, not have them around. So it's kind of hard just to take time just for us.
Every night at the dinner table, he's always asking Axel, how was your day? And trying to make conversation. And now we sit at the dinner table and Axel's like, how was your day? We're like, we spent it with you. So I think conversation too, there's no what did you do during your day? Oh, I have this exciting story to tell you. It's kind of
we did the same thing.
Yeah.
So what is something positive that has come out of this?
I think we've seen, even though we couldn't spend time with our friends, we've seen how much they care for us. Our daughter turned 2, and they had this big parade, and they came and they gave her pictures of mermaids, and they really loved on her, even though we couldn't. She just jumped up and down and liked them honking their horns.
She looked a little scared sometimes too.
Yeah.
She was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah.
I think they drop off like treats and stuff on our doorstep, and just making sure that we're continuing like our Bible study and just connecting with them, and just knowing that we have people who are reaching out for us as well as us trying to reach out to them. But that was really big. Like we're very thankful for our community. My favorite thing is that there's so much free stuff online right now, like free learning going on. So I feel like the growth in my brain is more than ever. Like I have time to read a book. I have time to do a Bible study on my own, or even like learn how to parent my 2-year-old, or all those things are kind of free for me to view and see. Like it's being almost sometimes overwhelming because it's being thrown at me so much and I want to learn all of it, but I'm very thankful for that. And then we also have been listening to other like churches' sermons. So we've listened to ours on Sunday, but even throughout the week, those are all posted online. So just being able to learn more and grow more, I think is kind of cool that it's opened up. I mean, services that I never would be able to go to, I now get to go to.
What is something that God has been teaching you guys during this time?
I think in our case, he's been teaching us a lot of patience with our children, with having to have like Zoom calls and then having them want to be in them or be around you at the same time, or just wanting to be with you. And it's really hard because like she has like staff meetings a couple times a week, and so she'll have 20 people in a Zoom call, and then she has our 2-year-old wants to sit on her lap.
I think for me it was a lot of things that I've been studying, and my Bible study had just ended. Well, we were partway through a study on trustworthy and how God, like we can trust him, and it was through Kings, and how he kind of laid out a plan for the different kings and then how he fulfilled it. And it didn't always look the way that they wanted it to look, or it kind of changed because they didn't follow him or different things. So I feel like just knowing that the time that I'm spending in the Word and the time that I'm spending with God and working on my relationship with him, like it's kind of coming to this, I didn't have to worry about stuff because I had something to fall back on. I had words that I remembered learning about, or stories that I remember hearing, going, well, God was really faithful to that person. He's going to be faithful to me. So I feel like just trusting his word and then trusting the time that I'm spending in it, that it's valuable and it's worth it. Yeah. Some of our greatest sermons are the ones we preach to ourselves. And that comes from that time in the Word and that time that we're spending alone with God, is that talk. So cool. All right. So last question, not that you guys have it all figured out, but what advice or tips would you guys give to parents of little ones like your guys's? And they it's been tough for them. And it's been tough, even for me with, elementary, but what would you guys say? Don't take your eyes off your toddler. I've been listening to a lot of Brene Brown, and she talks about how anxiety is contagious, but so is calm. And so I think a big one for us that we've been really intentional on is taking care of ourselves and making sure that we're doing something that is like self-care, but more like self-care that actually fills you up. And I think that's huge for us to stay patient with both our kids. It's just a lot for them. I mean, they are with us 24/7, just like we are having a hard time with them being around. They are also having a hard time with us being around. I know we've been trying to give our son some time by himself without his sister there to destroy his things.
Include them in things that you do, like just to keep them involved. And then, even though it might take longer for you to do something, our kids love it. They love just doing stuff with us. And it does take a lot longer a lot of times to do things with them, but just to keep them involved and part of what you're doing. I mean, Becca will stand up and act like she's washing dishes with you, but she's really just making a mess. but it makes her happy. So I mean, she's helping.
We were even talking like before this, what is something that we've been doing, and it's really like just having a lot of grace for each other and taking it day by day.
And how are we going to help each other out to accomplish what they need to do, like for work or for what the kids are doing that day, and how we can work together to accomplish those things.
Yeah, and definitely tag team. So I take the kids on my run, and then he takes the kids on a different time, just so that we can both have space.
Well, thanks you guys so much. This has been fun. Hopefully it's been fun for you guys. I appreciate your time, and I hope that before too long we'll all be meeting back at the church. That'd be awesome, and we just keep praying for for this to all get lifted, and we all can go back to the new normal, whatever that may look like. So everyone that's watching along, if you tell us how quarantine's going for you guys. We'd love to hear it. We'd love to hear because we're really all in this together, learning from each other. I learned quite a bit from these two, and would love to see and hear how you guys are doing as well. So thanks so much, and we will see you guys soon.